So let me recap a little bit of FOMC yesterday. Market ultimately was green yesterday. FOMC came in right at expected 4.5 points or 4.5% federal funds rate. I didn't listen to the projections, but I'm assuming it was pretty much a nothing burger because the market did a nothing burger. So here's a good time to look at your market internals. So vol D, vol QD, add. So most things are red this morning. The minus, anything under this white line is red, meaning most things are red. If I look over at my ETFs here, most of the ETFs are red, which means most of the market is red. Tick is telling me we had a lot of volatility to start, obviously with a gap down that's to be expected generally. And then we are looking at vol D, vol QD is green on the morning. So if I look over here, I just want to look over quickly at the ETFs. I don't intend to trade the futures quite yet. They are a little extended for my liking. Excuse me. Just looking across the board here, trying to find broad formations, but a little bit difficult, at least on the hourly here. Got this one on NQ. Not sure how, but nonetheless, we'll redraw. Algo session. There we go. Just looking across the board on the futures just to see if anything looks super interesting. I am somewhat interested in this CL short. Kind of have an internal broadening formation here. So risk to reward's pretty solid here. Looking at 212 down. So about $1 to make down at the broadening formation. So that is interesting. ESNQ is not. I'd obviously be looking long because we're at the bottom of this range. If I were drawing a broadening formation, it would probably be something like here to here for a little internal broadening formation. And then here to here, right to left. So it's pretty tight. Still about, 100 and 200 points or so. Make risk 100, make 200. kind of vibe. But yeah, CL looks pretty darn decent. That one I think I'm gonna take. Let me first check if we have oil news. So usually at 10:30. Nope. Trump speaks 10:40. Other than that, home sales at 10, but it's orange folder. So could trade through it. All right. I am in 66.71, 50 ticks. JR, I will look at GLD. Here, I do want to see FTFC though. FTFC this. Save as default. Yeah, everything's red on the old CL. All right, we're taking a peek at where are we? GLD. JR, I think I looked at this yesterday. This is still not short to me. I think same thing I said yesterday. Like the only reason I would go short is to cover this gap, but I am still not looking short. And if you're trading strat, you shouldn't be either. Day, week, month, everything is green right now. You would be the only person trading this red right now. And like all of big money is buying. The yearly, they're saying we are buying. That's why it's green. Same on the quarter, month, week. So, personally, I'm not shorting this at all. I'm in fact the safer trade is to not short it, but wait for it to come back down here, get a little strat signal, and then go long, because the month's not going to change back to red until we're under 265, right? And the quarter's not going to change until we're under 243. The year's not going to change until we're under 243. So you will not have those full time frame continuities until that point. And it's kind of what I'm struggling with right now on Oxy, but I did say that Oxy was higher risk, higher reward. So Oxy's red on the time frame continuity, weekly's 212 up. But we're at the bottom of this range that we haven't been at in a while. We've been kind of stuck here for weeks. So months actually. So if we do break down lower and it stops me out, then obviously Oxy's going to be finding new lows, probably exploring down here to the 28s. But something like Microsoft has these three pulling it down right now. So I felt confident with a outside bar. So having these higher time frame continuity is very important. You either need to be knowledgeable that you're against them and either risk less or cut your trade earlier if you are wrong, or you need to not take it at all. Still in all these, by the way. Yeah, kind of gap down, opened a little bit more red, but nothing really to manage there. They all are still, I think, except for Intel, which is on the line between trigger and stop loss. Everything is either above its trigger and still valid, or real close to it. So like Oxy and Microsoft, I opened in the last couple days. Microsoft's real close to where I opened it for this outside bar. It actually was, I think, almost green this morning, or maybe it was just P&L on the day was green on it. But regardless, it's a 2 down right now on the day. And so if it goes outside bar today, then I'll get out for sure. Oxy is a longer term play, but already about to flip green on the day. Go back here to the options. If we start to fail our high of the open-end range, I'm very interested in shorting. Good morning, Deontay, by the way. I saw your message in the live chat. Just a sec. All right. JR, did that explanation make sense on why my bias was what it was on GLD? We're always wanting to trade with the big guys, right? They're like the big old whales. I don't know what the biggest whale is in the ocean, but we're like those little fish that swim under their fins or like attached to their skin and just along with the ride doing whatever they do. We don't want to be the fish that are swimming against the current that the whale is making. Yes, it did. I go through our strat materials and I just cannot think fast like you're doing. And yeah. Strat is so much like screen time more than it is knowledge. I think. I mean, you definitely need to know what the knowledge piece is, but I think screen time is the most. I think with almost everything in life, experience is better than. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I learn better on the job than I do in the classroom. So I think like learning strat, obviously you need to spend time in the classroom learning it, but you're really going to learn it by watching how price reacts to stuff. Right? So if I can think of like a good, I'll just pull up a chart here. I don't like this chart. I don't know. Let me look at GLD. So if we want to pinpoint where price really started here, you got a monthly 212 up signal right here, right? Wonder if it'll do it on all my charts. Yeah, cool. So this is kind of what you saw on the monthly. You had an inside bar. You might actually be looking to short this. That's probably what my monthly like prep would have been, right? And then here's the next month. Or sorry, I guess it's still forming. It's it's on the daily chart. Select this. I guess this is just going to show you how it's forming. So here we have the monthly trigger. I think it just triggered. And we have the quarter, the year. The week is a 322, which is an actionable signal. The day is a 222, which is continuation. You could buy this for almost any expiration. I probably would do at least 2 weeks. But you could do same week expiration for the 322. But as long as this is in force, so as long as this green candle is above the prior candle high, you can take any strat signal on the week for calls. right? So right now, as soon as this took over 20, this 251.70 top right corner, you can take that for calls all day. And then you look at the daily, you take anything for calls all day. Continue to do so, any strat signal. And then what you do is, so here's your first trade, right? There's your trigger. So you're in longs. And then you flip this trigger into a stop loss the next week. And then you just trail. So 1 week goes by. So we're on this week right here. So now your stop loss is prior week low. And then you go here. Now this week is where we are. Stop loss prior week low. Then boom. We're in this week. Stop loss prior week low. Right? And then you can either do one of two things. So you get stopped out here. But each week that you re-trigger in, getting a big fat candle on CL to the upside. That's unfortunate. Anyway, each candle that triggers higher, most stratters buy more because then your winners are getting bigger and your losers are getting smaller. So we always want to add in to winners and cut down on losers. I think everybody would agree on that. You don't ever want to do the opposite, which is only buy into losers and then never buy into winners. So on this one specifically, we just want to know who's in charge. Like I said, the whale analogy, like these people have billions and billions of dollars in GLD. If you're spending $2,500 on a options trade, like that's it's like putting a raindrop into a pool. So we just want to be in the pool and adding our little raindrop in the right pool that's going with these guys. We don't want to be in the pool that's empty and throw our raindrop in there and then, hope that they flip their bias and then fill our pool up. I don't know. I'm trying to say a couple analogies and then hope one sticks in your mind. Or one, maybe somebody has an aha moment. Our job is to make money following big money, not by starting a trend, because you will never, ever start a trend unless you start working for a hedge fund. Start a trend by buying more 20K market cap meme coins, yeah. And then post it on Twitter and rug pull. Not financial advice. Tell Twitter of this awesome opportunity you have with this meme coin you just created. Good morning, KK. Wait, guys, are we doing a bracket challenge or not? March Madness? How has nobody said anything? It needs. I think when's the first? When's the first game? I think it's 1:30. Here, I'll get on it. I have a bracket myself already. I have watched zero, absolutely zero. I don't know if I've seen a single point of college basketball this year, but that's no different than any other year. I tried to get Chat GPT to make me one based on betting odds, but it's the first time it said it couldn't do something for me. So I pretty much sent a hit on Chat GPT. Stopped out CL, which is actually good for my Oxy. Not good for my futures account though. Oh, it starts in 2 hours. Locks at 12:15. Let me see how I create a group. Groups, create group. I think I'm going to change my champion from Duke. Just feel like it's not likely. All right, here. I also pinged. If you don't like it, sorry about it. Okay, Oxy about to flip green. Unfortunately, so is Microsoft. I think it's a cut for me. Trump 1040. Yeah. I saw that, but it's about to be an outside bar day. I guess I can wait for the extra 20 cents, though. Yeah, I'm short on this. I was looking for the outside week off this. I think it was this 2-2. I think it was actually at this 50%, and then it closed break even, and then just still in this little range between the 1 and the 50. And this first 4 minutes was kind of crazy, you know? $2 in 4 minutes. And then we went $2 in the next 20 minutes. And then $3 in 6 minutes. We are still stuck in our pre-market on futures, which is London session to US session, America session. New York is the technical term. CL it grabbed its liquidity down here and shot straight up. I'm pretty sure it took me. I got a little bit lower, but pretty much straight up since then. Looks like it's going to extend this broadening formation. I believe that's an hourly. Kind of feeling a little bit short here for a scalp, not for day, like full day trade. Just starting to see, other than Microsoft about to go outside day, starting to see things kind of flatline up here, but it easily could just go down to go up, which is why it's a scalp. I wouldn't be wanting to go options on it yet. If we get back into this opening range, then absolutely looking to go options to the bottom of the opening range. But
good morning.
Morning, paper.
Well, options to NFP lows, retest, hold, and fucking mega long.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. Well, I mean, I actually think that we could like pin right around those NFP levels.
Yeah.
Which would be ideal, but I agree. Like a quick short. Maybe specifically Amazon if it loses pre-market highs. Maybe. I like her long, but that's a $5 bounce on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Like instantly, that's a lot. Mita is super strong. Tessie doing fine. My HT good. Gold short. Actually, if you took it, you're probably green, but it's not confirming yet.
You talking day trade or swing on gold?
Swing.
So what do you see on that? Because I just spent the morning saying it's a lot. What?
I don't like it yet. So it's just because it's a macro thing
Right.
more than a technical thing. Technically, I mean it's mega strong, but it's like Intel, right? Super strong, and there's not a lot of puts necessarily out there. If I get something like near-ish term, a quick pullback could, I mean, pay out pretty well.
Yeah.
Um, like longer term, I think it's yes, pattern complete from upside perspective. So like, oh fuck, I'd missed my coin, dude. God damn it, that would have been a 50%er already. Um, but it, it's more like post FOMC. The market was scared of growth, right? It was a growth scare in general. So we know inflation's coming down. We know inflation's coming down. That's just what's true. Um, the 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 reason gold is doing what it's doing is because of of the potential environments that we could be in. We know inflation's coming down. The one thing that's questionable is growth. And so if you categorize it as a growth scare, let's say, um, then with inflation declining and growth declining, that puts you in a stagflationary environment temporarily, which in that case is the best trade and only trade is gold, which we know. The For me, I don't think it's a gross like I don't think we're actually gonna have declining growth. Uh, and if we do, I think it would be too early to see that in the actual numbers. So like as we approach earnings season late April, I think that the fears of growth slowing dissipate, which would put us in a different type of environment. So if we think growth is like accelerating or growing and inflation is coming down, then that could put us right back into that Goldilocks environment, in which case gold is not a great trade. And I'm looking at it that way because I think the people that are in gold are big players, macro players,
Mm-hmm.
like large banks, large institutions. So they might see that and flip on it. And at the highs, it could be a quick pullback. Um, Maybe not like a crazy pullback, but again, it's a pullback that's tradable if you can get it right.
Yeah, I think also you could see some profit taken up there.
Yeah, exactly. So all those things together, but it hasn't worked out. It's just been going higher because we still have that growth scare kind of
Mm-hmm.
sentiment, which is all based on tariffs, I guess. So maybe it doesn't happen until April. Who knows? But a couple like big gaps up, very flat day yesterday, but exhaustion to the upside's a little up thrusty with a small gap to fill, like $5, like $3 lower near term, and I could easily see a 270 retest of the 20-day at some point. So that's all I would be looking for right now because 270 was the crucial level. So extension, it would just be a pullback and retest of around 270, the breakout. But again, that's $10 trade.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if I can get, but I don't have signs of a retest coming yet. We have to start closing that gap, the intraday gap. But gold is finicky, so like it won't start closing it most likely intraday. It'll do a full close like over the weekend or something like that. Look at my Home Depot though.
You went long on it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I took last night. It was like slightly triggering a two up at the very end of the day. Is that a 1 year candle?
This one, bottom right. Yep.
Yeah. He's coming up on the 20-day. Nvidia, I was actually looking to swing long. Nvidia, a little bit longer. I was thinking like April 25s.
What made you pick that strike or the
Um,
expiration?
uh, I got to do everything a little bit further than normal right now, just
Yeah.
because so volatility up here, even at 20, I feel like it could dip before we rip, kind of like an Intel,
Yep.
like a little dip before you rip. It's like it would be a nice TTO from a strat perspective right here.
Yep.
Actually, would be a beautiful TTO. Have you taught them yet, dude? We should have taught TTO.
Yeah. Broad informations.
Yeah, but just in general.
No,
Bingo.
I think we talked about it yesterday though, or like in the streams though.
But Nvidia, I think most everything. There's a lot of 130s. I was the only reason I really thought about it because I was looking on one of the streams Tuesday with the Mitt. It's like, what would I do if I owned it? And I was looking at like I was actually looking at a stock repair.
Hmm.
Look at this, May 2nd, 120 calls, 1600 volume. I think we're post GTC. Fears are mostly out of the way. What the fuck they're doing? Yeah, there's a lot. So March 26th, call debit spreads. IV is a little high just to do outright calls. March 21st, that's today. What the fuck?
March 21st is not today. It's
Yeah,
tomorrow.
it is.
Tomorrow.
A 1 day expiration. Oh, fuck, it's Thursday. What the fuck? Oh, no, no, no. Those are all sold calls. It's like they're selling March 28th calls, a lot of sold calls. Amazon coming up on 200. I don't think it's going to crack it. Mike, yeah, I'm watching those. Those are sold, FYI. The 131s, 123s, and 136s. 126s are bought, but they're all part of 14,000 order on 126, 14,000 order 136, 14,000 order 123, 14,000 order 131. 126s are bought, correct. The higher strikes are sold. It's ooh, this is a yeah, it's a butterfly. It's a skip strike because like there's because it's weird because they're selling the 123s, they're buying the 126s. It's bullish, and they're selling 136s and 131s. Price action definitively supports it too. I was looking for swing long, but I was looking at April. This is very aggressive. Like very aggressive.
Ooh, this Bank of America is looking so good. I have this for April expirations, and first level of magnitude on the weekly would be 47s for 10%.
Yeah, I was just I would be targeting like 140s near ish term within the next 60 days, 50 days or so. Uh, say 30 days.
Industrials triggered 2-2.
Sorry. Home Depot is just like, what the fuck? Dude, I just I feel dumb. I want to swing short. I just want to swing gold short over the weekend. This is stupid. I'm gonna get my face ripped off. Gold? Yeah, well, it's a growth scare, right? And I heard Mikey talking about it earlier, and I just went over it in our server. But it's like, look, we know inflation's not coming down. I think that's clear. Or I mean, I'm sorry, inflation is coming down. That's clear in the data. Um, but we well, hold on. Let me finish. So the question is like this whole pullback is it's a growth scare, right? So of the types of environments that we could be in, stagflationary, deflation, disinflationary, reinflationary, or Goldilocks. If we know inflation's coming down, but we're questioning growth going up, if inflation's coming down and growth is coming down also, that does put you in a stagflationary environment temporarily, which in that case, gold is definitively the best performing asset class by a landslide. Like it is like the only trade, and that's what's been happening. Plus, you have the political geopolitical shenanigans, which has kind of added a little gas to that fire. But if it's based on commentary, based on whatever, like the growth scare it's exactly that. It's just a scare. It's like we don't have data to back that up yet. It's just like if this, maybe that, right? Potentially could happen. Tariffs this, tariffs that, might, maybe, who knows, right? It's not real yet. It's all scare. So if that's not the case, then and growth is still happening, then gold needs to come down in a big way. Um, but I think that it's like large players longing gold or what, not shorting gold, whatever. Um, so I think they need a little bit more data to see that. But if they flip the script on that, and then we do have decreasing inflation with growth, that puts us back in like Goldilocks, but not until they have that signal. And if we do get it, then yeah, gold's coming down in a big way. But if not, it can stay and continue on this trajectory. So it might be something that takes a while. Yeah, that's what yeah, yeah. So I to your point, I think it's not like, this is not small players, right? This is big. This is big players. So it's not like they're gonna unwind like retail and drop something like crazy. Yeah, so quite frankly, if I were to take it short, all I would be looking for is a retest of that 270 on GLD of that prior breakout, like right around the 20-day, which would probably be another buy spot anyways. Somehow, somehow, I managed to nail my like second worst ticker last night for like the perfect entry. Don't know how. Home Depot, like long at the close. Like, no way. Yeah. That's only because he watches your boy and just like it was like, oh, okay. Dude, me too. Did you just say that out loud? That was really yeah, ask Casey. Well actually I don't know if Casey's been part of the stings. You've been part of the sting operations, Casey? Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, but it's at that 200 resistance again. What's that? Well, I think you're gonna get a commentary. Trump's is at the some crypto thing right now, isn't he? I might take a quick short on Amazon at this 200 resistance. Be short like a 195s. Like I'm along. Well, it's just it's a pullback. This is the high of the week, right? At the index level. Yeah. So any higher, like if we have new highs on Qs and SPY, then the week flips green after a sea of red. I think slightly gone negative inflows, net flows just hitting that zero line rejecting. We'll see.
KK asked, "Do you still use golden pocket trading?" The pocket, not really as much as I do when I use fibs, but more so just looking at or below the 50 level because that'll tell you where the premium's at, premium discount. I don't draw fibs as often as I used to. I used to draw them every day, every trend, every leg. Which I think you could still like. Obviously, fibs are a um,
So price is new high, but in
automatic
net
way of
flows are
trading.
not.
So
It's a little sussy. Dude, Google is the slowest one to recover. Dude, I still have scar tissue from 2022 lows that like I think we all got like Google, Amazon at like 80, $90, 2022 lows. And Google literally took so freaking long. I'm watching net flows, net volume too. You got new high price action, but not new high on net volume yet. Still slightly under zero.
Which one do you use for net volume paper? Add?
D.
You have it under 0?
Yes.
Hmm. Mine's at 800 million positive.
Are you on Vol QD?
Yeah, both. Vol D, Vol QD.
No,
Or no, that's Vol
VLD,
QD. Never mind.
Yeah, Vol QD is
Yeah,
probably.
that would make sense why they're not why they were the same exact number. KK, I watch you on and off. So wondering how you use the
Yeah,
strat. Do you use
Nasdaq volume is positive.
KK? I have several videos on strat that you can look at for free on my YouTube. I do use full time frame continuity for swings for sure. Day trades, it just
Look at
depends.
this
Like
short.
if I'm trading a 15-minute trade on the Nasdaq, I don't really care what the monthly's doing. But if I'm day trading, like if I'm trying to swing trade SPY overnight, then I do probably care what the weekly and the monthly's doing.
Just took that Amazon just now, just for a scalpy. Oh shit. Yeah.
If your target is Asia right now, you're getting absolutely edged, but I think you get it. The only thing I have that's a little sketchy is you do have like a little internal SMT. But I mean, if I was targeting Asia high, I would still be holding personally 100% if I got any longs, but there's no real confluence for it in my opinion. Not for me. And even if I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm looking at Q's long, possibly. Watching Apple with it though. Looking at this 3-2 on the 5. All right, I'm taking it in 89. 46s. Oops, wrong channel. Kind of buying at highs, so under 42, 49 would be stops or ads, depending on what price is doing there. Got the 3-2 I was looking for. Touching pre-market highs. Trim 101. Still sitting there.
I gotta.
This is likely going to end up being a scalp because I still like the short side, but I'm not going to be naive to this thing going up. And I also will take 10% scalps.
No reason to sell here, in my opinion. That's where I disagree a little bit. Not saying we can't go higher. We absolutely can. This could be the start of a bigger bullish move. But I mean, if I was long anywhere from down here, bro, I'm taking, if not full profit, majority off.
Matt, hey there, sorry if this is a dumb question. There's no dumb questions, only the ones you asked twice. But what is the stuff on the right of your charts? This is the right side of the chart is the volume range profile. So it's telling you what the volume is at in each part of where price is being bought. So if you have little dips and valleys, for example, right here, here's a little valley here. So say let's say price comes here, shoots back up, gets on this little cliff here. Once it goes into this valley, I'd expect it to almost go straight through it. There was not a ton of liquidity in this zone. And so generally you'll see price go from valley to valley, or peak to peak, I guess, through valleys. It's just volume range, but on the side of your chart. Target on these Qs would be yesterday highs at 45.30s. SPY's almost there already. Gotcha, thanks. Is it easy to set up on TradingView? Yeah. Yeah, it is VRVP, and then I have mine set to the same thing Paper does at the 500 row size, 10 area volume, and then just change the colors for visual appeal. And then it'll look exactly like mine.
I just added the Amazon put at 50. I might take it down, but that ad is my stop. I just don't see it cracking to. Oh fuck! I just don't see it holding 200.
That ADR is pushing up.
It is.
Nasty.
It could go through. But yeah, if I close it here, it's just gonna like crumple at 200 resistance.
Buy the stops. Buy his stops. Q's sitting on balance. If this does flip, I'm going to flip my side as well to the puts. I in the 482s.
Meta over daily range high.
Yeah, out Q's.
Back to entry here.
I think I'm going to jump in Amazon with you too.
Well, you get a better entry.
Is the water warm? You're break even now, aren't you? They're at 54 cents.
I don't have 54. It's Freddie. At 59, I'll be break even. So no big deal. No big deal.
I'm in the 42 puts. Oh my, those are flying. I'm in at 104, but they're already at 120. All right, they're coming back.
This cannot go.
KK, I was wondering if you use golden pockets for full time frame. Like, say the month is red, but bouncing off golden pocket. No, I don't use golden pocket for full time frame at all. The only reason I ever draw a fib on my higher time frames is to see if it's an outside bar. And so that would be drawing a fib on the previous candle, high to low, and finding the 50% retrace. Other than that, I definitely do not touch the Fibonacci tool. I'm in Amazon 0.54.
Depot.
On the pot.
I did as well, Maple. I did as well. I mean, that would be you mean the one below as a retest? Because that would be amazing. Or no? That's too far below.
42 trims 120.
Yeah, March. Oh yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I see you. I see you. But yeah, that is November 2024 level right there. We got a bunch of them, like little rungs on a ladder, all stacked on each other right here. Mm-hmm. Mikey, are we in Tassie together? Let's go. Swings. Swing. Bada bada. I mean, a dead cat could reach 300. Actually, no. I'm not an AMD fan. Oh my god, that's brutal. This is true. Damn. I, legitimately, that's the first time I've heard anybody say that, Mikey. That's AMD will be ready once Lisa's gone. So that's a never. Mm, I mean, yeah, it's a kind of a story stock.
Other beatdown stocks, ANF. I got shares a few days ago. Just has a gap all the way to, well, has a movement all the way to $100 maybe. Liquidity is low on it, unfortunately. But that weekly looks nice. I'm no longer short. Fix the profit.
I don't know. Imagine if you had full ported Robinhood at the 33 lows, you'd be up 30% in a week. Nice, dude. I bought too much and I was scared. So I sold what I bought, but it's still a core position. I was a big baby. That's leverage. He wants iDubbbz. No, but I heard you scooped my HD. So that's good. I would rather VF Corp if we're gonna go there. Because yay.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be sick about this Berkshire.
Final. So I grabbed those 195 puts on Amazon as Casey was exiting. I'm a little drawdown break even here. I'll trail out.
No, I was just gonna say I appreciate everyone's time and giving me the opportunity to talk about the trend day and my thoughts about yesterday and where we could potentially move forward over the next.
If you had bought my ad, you would be up 20%. Although that's only $10 because it's a cheap con.
1.3 trim here, Qs. And then for me, 0.62 trim, Amazon, 15%. And that is the morning session for me.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Frankie's just epic short. Only short from Frankie. He's short. He's short, boys and girls. Yeah. NFP lows for March. Yeah.
Hosted the first ever White House Digital Asset Summit, bringing together many of the world's top leaders in crypto for a conversation led by White House AI and crypto czar David Sacks.
197 trim on Amazon. That's pre-market highs. Orb high is prior day high at 196. I'm in 195s. That only really works out if you fill a fair value all the way down to pre-market lows at 193, in which case this will be a banger, but I'll be out vast majority before then.
Ooh, looking great. I got to trim and then go get the kid. 1.5 on Qs. Trying to limit at 0.69 on ImZone. Just get a lesser of a position. Got it.
This sounds like a rehearsed speech or something. Reading scripted.
All right, gotta go get the kid.
Dude, if you bought my stop, you're up 40%. Oops, shit. I'm not muted. Sorry, guys.
See you, YouTube. I'll be here Tuesday.